How is it going, ladies and gents? My name is Andrew Napier. I am the owner of Pursuit of Happiness Marketing. And in this video today, I'm going to cover how to use automations to build your network within LinkedIn. Now, the reason I'm making this video is I have a lot of my clients that are actively using our software and actively using the systems I'm about to show you in this video to generate leads for their business every single day. After a while of getting success with it, they were like, hey, could I also use this same type of automation system to build my network so I can kind of expand my career, so I can learn from other people, so I can just have a better network? Obviously, as all of you guys know, your network is your net worth. The better your network is, the more net worth you have, basically allowing you to connect with people, to allow you to build your knowledge base. And your knowledge base is how fast you can grow. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on into this, and we're going to cover all the technical aspects. I'm also going to cover some of the how-tos and also go over a little bit of scripts. So let's just jump on into it. Let me get my screen slid over. Boom, you guys should be able to see my screen now. Now, I'm going to do specific searches specific to what I would be doing. Now, whatever industry you're in, let's just dive into it and you'll see what I'm talking about. So if you're looking at my screen right now, you'll see this as Sales Navigator. You should be pretty familiar with Sales Navigator. If you're not, I have a lot of specific trainings on Sales Nav. Now, I'm going to go relatively fast within this Sales Nav search because I have a lot of detailed trainings in Sales Nav. And if you don't know how to use Sales Nav, it's very, very simple and very simplistic. So let's just go ahead and get on into this. So let's hypothetically say I personally want to use Sales Nav to find people I personally would want to network with. Now, I am in the marketing space. I've had a marketing agency since 2017. I'm also in the real estate space. I'm in a lot of different spaces because I've kind of advanced my entrepreneur journey. Now, specifically in this search, I want to find people that are local, that have businesses, and that are in the same industry as me. So here in the Sales Nav search, as you can see, I already started with a company head count of 1 to 10 people. The reason I did that is because that's around my company head count. Now, let's say I want to have a bigger company head count. Let's say I want to grow my business and I want to see how people are doing 50 plus employees. I could click right here, boom, 50 plus employees. Just right here, local in around me within 100 miles, as you can see right here, my geographic location. I can do postal code. I can do 5056, which is my postal code, Oxford, Ohio. Expand this reach out to about 100 miles. Just specifically through doing them two things, I have 260,000 results. Now, these results are going to basically be people that have companies of 50 to 200 people and they're within 100 miles of me. Now, I want to go industry specific. So let's just say I want to connect with people in the real estate market because, like I said, I do real estate. I have a couple rentals. And then let's do marketing. MA, marketing services, include. Now, you could also exclude things like, let's say you know something specifically you don't want to network with people on. Like, let's say I don't want to talk to anybody in the law space, right? I could say law practice, exclude. Let's say I don't want to talk to anybody in the medical practice, exclude. All right, so now we have, and you could go through as detailed as you want to go. I'm just going to do this very quickly so you're not spending too much time watching this video. So you go through all of your characteristics. You could go through your company type. You could go through the role. So I, as an owner, I only want to, if I'm networking, right, this would be different for leads. If I am networking, I would want to network with people that are in a owner role. So current job title would be owner, right? Or you could do CEO if you're a CEO trying to connect with other CEOs. If you're anything like that, like whatever your specific role is that you're trying to network with, you could specify that right there in that search. Now, another thing I want to do, years in company, I obviously want to have experienced people. So we're going to do 1 to 2 years, 3 to 4 years as well. Let's see, that brings us down to 77 results. Let's actually back it up one. And that only gives me 37 results. Wow, that's amazing. So that's 450 results based off of my characteristics of what I'm trying to do. Now, what I can then do, 475 people, that's 475 people I can then network with. With networking, it's not like lead generation. You don't want to have giant search lists because you're not going to have to go through each individual lead to determine, oh, hey, they're good, they're not good, because you're not trying to sell anything. You're just trying to network with people. You're just trying to build relationships, build friendships. So we're going to leave that search at 475 people. Now, what I can do is there's two options. Here in Sales Navigator, I can hit save and save all these individual people. I can hit connect and individually go through this list of 475 people and individually click connect, view profile, send them a message. Or, and this is where my system and my team come into play and the software that we use comes into play. Excuse me. Where the software comes into play with the automation, which is the whole point of this video. Instead of spending, so we know who we want to target, we know who we want to network with, right? That's there, clear in the search, whatever industry you're in, whatever specific position you're in, whatever specific geolocation you're in, whatever specific state you're in, anything at all. You could go through this Sales Navigator, you could specify that. You build your list, you then take your list, copy it, you shoot on over here into the software. Now, what I'm going to show you guys before we kind of get into that, I just want to explain how this software works on a logistical standpoint. So as you could see right here, I have automations that automatically send. Now this is for my lead gen. Obviously, networking lead gen is going to be a little bit different because you're not actually trying to sell into anything or like sell somebody. You're just trying to network with them and build friendships and build relationships. And I'll show you guys some points on that in just a second. So here, as you can see, I have an automation sequence that kind of sends them after they send it. It automatically updates that sales nav search. I put it into the software. That sales nav search then sends out these connection requests. When the person accepts a connection request, it sends them a, hey, thanks for connecting with me, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. I'll show you the messaging in a second. Sends that welcome message. From that welcome message, they can start a conversation. Now, lead gen's a little bit different. I send them multiple messages. Once the person replies, then you can then put them inside of whatever pipeline you're going to do. So, like, let's say I am doing a networking and I'm doing a lead gen. So, if I want to say, now, this is just a hypothetical. Let's say I can add a tag, filter tag search, create new tag, network. All right, create new tag. I'm not going to do all the colors. You can color code it, whatever you want to do. Like, let's say I want to go red or I want to go pink or purple, color code however you want to color code. Then you just hit this little check mark. Boom, it creates it. Exit out of here. Now let's say hypothetically I am sending I want to connect with Jennifer, and instead of sending her my link and booking her on a call for lead gen, let's say that she's into networking or she came through my networking campaigns. I could just go over here, click network, boom, network. Now I know who I'm networking with and who I'm doing lead gen with all in one software. And this is your LinkedIn inbox, right? So instead of going through your LinkedIn inbox and having no way to stay organized, you could stay organized in this software. Now, like I said, automatically sends the messages, automatically sends the connection request on your behalf. Now, it does automatically send them on and I'll take it out because I know we were kind of doing some tweaks this week, so our messaging is going to be, our numbers are going to be a little bit weird and wonky. But right now, as you could see, for some reason that did not load. There it goes. So as you can see, within the past month, we have done hundreds of connections per day. And the cool thing, I know you see how it's jumping up and down like candles. The reason why it's doing that is so LinkedIn does not say, hey, they're using an automation, cut their profile off. Our software won't do that because it's acting like a human, and we're sending hundreds of connection requests per day, which is also sending hundreds of messages per day. Now, I showed you guys what the inbox would look like when it comes to, organization and everything like that. Now I want to show you guys how to upload your connection search, right? So like, let's say that we are doing a network search. We can then go here, hit sales nav search, networking, right? Boom, hit next, copy the URL, drop the URL of our sales nav search. So I'm just copying the sales nav search. I am dropping it right here. I am hitting search. and boom, it is now loading in all 475 people into the software right here. And then it's going to put them into there, and then I could go over here to campaigns. Right now, you can see I have the webinar campaigns. I have webinar campaigns, Google, and then I have another webinar campaign. Let's say I wanted to add a campaign specifically for networking. I just hit campaign. I select whatever campaign I wish to do, and then I build out the messaging campaign based off of my networking sequence, and then I upload the networking search, which would populate in here whenever it loads. Obviously, it's loading in. It's going to take a little bit of time because there's 475 people. Once it loads in, I would just drop that over into the specific campaign I want it to run, and then it's boom, it's building my network automatically for me. Now, that's the automation side. That's the searching side. Okay. Now let's kind of dive into the actual copy side. Now, these are all hypothetical. These are just some things I want to show you examples of. You can brainstorm based off of whatever industry you're in, or whatever you're trying to specifically do when it comes to the networking side of things. So here are 4 examples of the automated messaging I would send out. So a couple of the XYZ, anytime you see XYZ, I'm automatically populating that person's name into the message via the software. So if whatever their name is, it's going to populate it in there. And here's just some really good, easy examples. Hello, XYZ. Thank you for accepting my connection request. I see you have a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm currently just building my network of awesome individuals. The only thing I have to sell you is my friendship. I would love to chat more and get to know you more. Boom, there's an open-ended question. They can start a conversation, and from there, obviously building your network, it's all about relationships. You're not trying to sell them into anything. You're building relationships. So the goal is to have open-ended conversation or an open-ended connection message, which then leads them to asking questions about you asking questions about them. You're building the friendship. You're building the relationship. You're not trying to sell them into anything. You're just simply trying to get to know them. So all these messages are kind of built around doing that. A second one would be like, hey, XYZ, thank you so much for accepting my connection request. As you know, your network is your net worth. I'm currently building mine. I figured LinkedIn would be a good place to do this as it's all business professionals. Can't wait to learn more about you and what you do. Simple, sweet, straight to the point. You're not being all salesy. You're not being all scripty. You could kind of build out whatever type of automated message you want to do. And then as soon as this person replies, you're not going to spam them with automated messages. It stops the reply, and then it's on you to reply to them, build the relationship. But that's how you use this software to build your network. Now, that's really all I have for you guys. It's very simple, very short, very sweet, very easy to do. It's drag, drop, plug in, and you're ready to go. You're ready to roll. You build out your messaging, you build out your search list, and you go and make them network connections. The goal for networking is different from lead gen. Lead gen, you're obviously trying to build up a way to sell them into your service or your product or your offer or whatever you're doing. With networking, you're simply trying to just use the automation to kickstart the conversation. And from kickstarting the conversation, you're carrying on the conversation as yourself, obviously, building the relationship, going back and forth, building the friendship over weeks, over months, over years, etc. And the goal is simply friendship. You're not trying to sell them into anything. You're not trying to do a sales pitch. You're not trying to do any of that. So it is a little bit different when it comes to your network. But that's it, guys. That's all I have for you guys. It's very short, very sweet, very straight to the point. I hope this helps you guys. If you like this, we're going to be producing a ton of content specifically around different ways to use automation and different ways to use the software and different ways to leverage LinkedIn. So I hope you guys got some value from this. Thank you for checking out this video, and we'll see you on the next one.